Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. Today is day 3 of Vlogust, but as I'm filming this, it's actually Friday, which is the day that the rest of my family usually has fast food for supper. So what I'm going to do today is make something that is going to be so yummy that I'm not even tempted by their fast food. Not that I would be. I'm to the point where I don't really enjoy fast food anymore. It just doesn't taste good to me. It's not a craving that I have anymore. But I still want to have something really yummy and preferably easy so that I'm not feeling left out by not getting to have fast food. So today I'm going to get some chicken in the crock pot. I also plan on making some sourdough recipes, at least one right now, so that I can build up my sourdough. I can refeed my sourdough and have more available to do some things tomorrow. So, oh, and by the way, if you see it during this video, this is one of the dresses that I got from Goodwill. This one was the one that was $3.50. It was on half price or 50% off, and it actually has pockets, so that makes it even worth more in my opinion. But anyway, so I've got a lot to do today, so let's get started. I just wanted to clarify here that I am not having 8 chicken breasts for supper. This was a bit of a batch prep for me and my sons later because they love chicken, and so I told them I would share with them. But this is just prepping ahead so I have chicken readily available. Okay, so to get rid of some of my discard, I am going to make some crackers really quick. And to make the crackers, you need one cup. Y'all see what I did? 1 cup of flour. We're gonna need 1 cup of sourdough. I'm gonna mix it a little bit. It has just a tiny little bit of hooch on top. For some of this, I should still have plenty. That's still more than enough to make my, to refeed it. Okay, so here's this. We're gonna need 4 tablespoons or a half a stick of butter. I'm gonna use my little handy dandy thing here. You want your butter to be room temperature so that it's, you know, melty enough to mix. Oh, and you're going to need some salt. I'm going to get a little bit of salt. My butter is also salted. So those are basically your 4 basic ingredients. It's going to be butter, salt, sourdough starter, and your flour. Okay, and you're just going to mix this up. And you can also add any kind of flavoring that you want. I was thinking about doing a Dorito inspired flavored one, but I think for now, this first batch, I am going to use, this is Cajun seasoning, Louisiana fish fry products. So this stuff, let me see, this stuff right here is the best Cajun seasoning that you will ever find. I use this whenever I make my famous onions that I posted a long time ago, that my family, after I started making them, anytime we had a family get together or party, they ask, are you bringing your onions? And this is also what we used to season our fish. My dad always used it to season his fish, and it's delicious. It wouldn't be fish without this stuff. So I'm gonna put quite a bit in here. And you could also sprinkle it on top if you wanted to, but I'm just going to go ahead and add it into this. Now, it's a very kind of craggy, shaggy dough right now, and that butter isn't mixed in yet. So I'm going to just keep working it for a bit, and then I'm going to wrap it in plastic and put it in the fridge after I get it kind of brought together. I'm gonna go ahead and use my hands now. My hands are clean, y'all. But I'm gonna bring it together until it's a stiff dough. You want a stiff dough. You don't want it to be wet because these are gonna be crackers, you know. So I'm just gonna work with it for a little bit until I can get it cohesive, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator to let it rest. Wrapped in plastic, of course. And so now you can see it is a little bit sticky. So I'm trying to decide whether to add a little more flour. I'm going to go with no. I'm going to say no, I'm not going to add any more flour, but I am just going to, like, just to double check to make sure I don't have some big chunks of butter in there, because that butter wasn't, like, you know, spread through exactly right. So, okay. So here is this. I'm going to put it in. I'm probably going to split it in half first, because I'm only going to work with about half of it at a time. So I will put these in the refrigerator and let them sit for at least 30 minutes.
Does anyone else find it incredibly frustrating to work with cling wrap? I just, the way it sticks to itself drives me absolutely insane. But until there's a better way, I guess we're stuck with it.
In the refrigerator for 30 minutes.
So what I'm doing here is pricking each individual little cracker, which is a pain in the neck because all the crackers want to move now. I will figure out later though that I may not want to do this process next. So I'm about to realize that I made another mistake. Before I ever cut the crackers, I was supposed to like cover it in avocado oil. So now I'm just using avocado spray, which is not the best option, but I'd forgotten. And now I'm salting it, and here comes another fun thing that I learned, like how not to put the crackers on a pan, but I got it. It wasn't too terribly hard. And now I'm flattening the second one out a little bit before I get started, just because, you know, you live and learn. First, I just want to say that it is really important that you get this absolutely as thin as possible for the best texture for your cracker. Really roll it out as thin as you can. So on this second piece of dough, I decided I'm going to make butter crackers and put butter on it. But y'all, I was too lazy to melt my butter. If you're going to do this, you can do this, but melt your butter. I did not, and I just finally gave up. This was too hard. I didn't want to mess up my dough. And so I broke down and I got some avocado oil and did it the way I was supposed to. Now, at least this time I did do it before I cut the dough. So yay me. time, instead of just salt, I sprinkled part of it with salt, pepper, and garlic. I did the middle with just salt, and then the last section I used that Cajun seasoning that I put in the dough and just sprinkled it on top.
Okay, so if you can hear the alarm, that's the smoke detector telling me that they're ready. So that one was on the bottom rack, and so I think I've learned my lesson. Don't put them on the bottom rack. This one was on the top rack, but it was also not in there as long, so I'm not sure if those are in the middle or fully cooked. But I'm taking them out, I'm saving these, and then I'll probably put those back in for a little bit longer. So yeah, I don't really know how good or not good they are yet. They're still hot. I had mentioned earlier that today is fast food day, and so I'm gonna cook something. I put my chicken in so that it would be ready, but it wasn't ready in time, and so I'm actually gonna have the roast beef from Arby's, no bun. I don't know what it's gonna do to me, and I'm gonna have a diet soda, and I've got one more coffee left, or enough cream for one more coffee. Before I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna have that coffee. I'm indulging today because tomorrow I'm going back to strict carnivore, water only, no more of this coffee stuff. So anyway, so here are the crackers that turned out better. I ended up cooking these probably for closer to 15 minutes. I just kept rechecking them at 400 degrees. I'm looking in the wrong spot, sorry guys. These were also 400 degrees, 12 minutes, bottom rack. Don't do that. Learn from my mistake. But, like I said before, I really like the crispiness of not poking them. Let's see if you can hear this. Did you hear that? It reminds me of the bubbles on top of a saltine cracker. I'm just gonna have to put that there. Did y'all see how it crumbled? Let me bring you down so you can see. Let me see if I can zoom you in. Oh, is it gonna focus? We shall see. Right here, y'all. You see that little pile of crumbles? That's the one that I just showed you. That's how good that they, excuse me. Whoops, that's scary. Hang on. There we go. So anyway, the ones that turned out good, turned out really good, and the other ones burnt. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.